Howdy, folks. I'm going to try this again because I throw a lot of uhs in when I make videos, and it annoys me. So the reason this video is getting put together is because I wanted to talk about the mental health aspect around fitness and social media and self-worth, and how all those things tie together. I write it in my lovely journal to keep concise and to hopefully throw less ers in there. What triggered my spewing of sort of emotion and frustration today was going online and seeing people in pretty good shape, complaining at how they're not ripped enough for summer body. Those are people that are in the fitness industry or are purportedly in the fitness industry, really work out a lot. And basically what that says is, I hate my body the way it is right now, even though it's in pretty damn good shape as compared to the rest of the universe. And that message goes out to the universe, to other women, other men, other people, that it's okay to never be happy about the way you look, about how much money you have, about how strong you are, about things that you've won, accolades, whatever. And there's a very fine line between passion and obsession. And oftentimes I find that people's obsessions get twisted as though they're passions, but they're not. And if you don't know the difference between the two, or where you're at in the option between those two, you might be suffering a lot as a human. And now, I'm not a huge fan of people. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I think we can do a lot to help ourselves. I think we make a lot of excuses. I think we're lazy. I think we're cruel. I think we're a plague to the planet. But I also think that while we are here, we shouldn't be putting anybody through suffering, through setting bad examples. We shouldn't be putting any other creatures through suffering, through animal husbandry, the circus, whatever. So I have compassion for humans that seem to be suffering because I'm a kind person. And so I wanted to talk about this. Do you crave recognition for something, anything? Do you crave titles? Do you crave accolades? Do you ever sit down and ask yourself, why? Why? Are you nothing without your job? Are you nothing without your kids? Are you nothing without your abs? My God. Why? Why do you feel that way? Looking at a lot of people on social media, especially in the fitness, health, and beauty industry, hurts my brain. People are relating their worth to how fit or rich or beautiful they are. And richness and beauty has nothing to do with the way you look or your bank account. And happiness isn't measured in dollars and cents. We all know that. And what that looks like is, to me, is posting and bragging about your travel, about your abs, about your money, this great relationship you're in for the next 5 minutes, obsessively, and waiting for the double tap on the like, or, oh, you're so lucky, or, oh, you're so beautiful. Isn't that so awesome? With no real core message to send out into the world. Like, you can do it. Here's a simple tip. Isn't this meal beautiful? You could cook this for yourself. Look at this beautiful spot. It's easy to get to and inexpensive. Enjoy every day out, 10 minutes outside. Something, right? Something motivating, something beautiful, something real. It's more about this, look at that, look at this trophy, look at my car, look at my watch, all those things. It's a bizarre way to live, and we're all living in that now. And I think it's because I'm 40 years old and come from an era where there weren't even computers when I was young, that I really feel on either side of it. There is a purpose, and then there's absolutely no purpose. Few people online share real life shit in an honest way. And being honest and having faults is typically no, poo-poo, don't do that. Everybody's perfect, nobody suffers, and if you do, take this pill and don't tell anybody, go away. There are stigmas around things there shouldn't be, and people are made to feel like maybe they need to medicate themselves if they're not adjusted well to the world they live in. But quite frankly, this world we live in is kind of a giant lie, everything about it, and we don't tell ourselves that, and we need to. There are a few genuine people out there to help you along, and everybody's too busy trying to have the best haircut or the best outfit to ask you how you're doing and if you need any help. It's a world full of people who don't know how to be happy with what they have and who they are, and that's okay. I can't solve that for them, you can't solve that for them, but you can solve it for yourself, and I can solve it for myself too. Images will be disguised as a passion. You have to know that. People can be posting images of whatever the subject matter may be. Travel, food, fitness, love, their awesome career. But if you ask these people honestly what their passion was, I don't think that they could truly tell you what that was. And I mean, that's not saying that's everyone, just a lot of us. I think for the most part, we mimic others. And in certain ways, why not? We're inspired, right? That's inspiration. I want to do that too. That looks like a great time. This seems like something that would make me happy. Seems like, until you discover it for yourself. If you live somebody else's life, are you going to be as happy and as successful as you interpret them to be? Ask yourself that, because the answer is going to be no. Living somebody else's life will never make you happy. It might not even make them happy. So it's deciding between online, I think, to sift through the muck, what's passion, what's an obsession, and what's a healthy way to live for you, for me. Everything that you do every day, ask yourself why. Why am I doing this? Why do I get up at 5:30 in the morning to go to the gym? Why do I eat this breakfast before I head out? Because I really don't fucking like it. Ask yourself, and then ask yourself again, because the first reason you're going to give yourself, the first answer you're going to give yourself is going to be the bullshit lie that you would tell someone down the street. You can be honest with yourself, and that's the first place you should start. You should always be honest, but if there's one person that you can really be honest to, it's yourself. Once you've figured out why you're doing it, keep asking yourself why you're doing it until you're settled that that's something you really want to be doing, that's your life. In the competitive world, people will brag all day long about, look at my physique, look at this trophy, la-di-da-di-da. But the minute they lose, they become poor sports, they don't post much, the trials and tribulations rarely get documented. The emotional side rarely gets documented. I would like to see people who are super cocky and think that they're the best human on earth in whatever capacity they're in. I'd like to see them talk about what happens when their dreams, their expectations don't come true. I want to know. I don't want to know that you're a shitty human in a poor sport. I would guess that first, to be honest. In bodybuilding and beyond, the definition of beauty, happiness, success is subjective. My idea of the perfect physique is not your idea of the perfect physique, of the perfect face, of the perfect hair, of the perfect makeup. It's subjective. It is a personal experience. There is not one box that you're going to fit into that everybody else is going to fit into, and everybody's going to be happy. The brain is not a communist. The brain is all over the place. The human psyche is everywhere. It cannot live in me and you and everyone else and behave in the same way and satisfy the same personal cravings. It can't. So if something doesn't feel right and you're asking yourself, why am I doing that every day? Just because it doesn't feel right to you doesn't mean it's wrong. It means maybe you don't want to do it. Cool, live your authentic life. You don't need to live some bullshit life that some fitness ab person on Instagram is living. Maybe they're happy, maybe they're not. But if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Don't obsess over somebody else's passion, because clearly it's not yours if it's paining you. We're in a world where people curate their Instagrams, where every picture is thought about for longer than anyone should think about them. Where I get emails of people going, your content would do a lot better if it flowed, if you had like the same filter on everything. You know what? There is no filter on life. Okay? So if one day I have cellulite and one day I look good, that's reality. I'm not taking 900 pictures of myself to get the perfect one. Why? I have shit to do. I'm going to show you what I'm doing because I'm happy in that moment or I'm sad in that moment, and then I'm going to move on. But I'm not going to curate this fake life so that other people on the planet are done the disservice of believing that my life is perfect all the time and I look great all the time. No. And that's inauthentic. That's disingenuous. That's not who I am. I'm passionate about being honest with myself and everybody else on the planet. And so we've got this whitewashed world that we live in where everybody has to look the same. All the girls have the same eyebrows and the same makeup color and the same hair color and wear the same high-waisted pants to the gym. I wear those pants too, not because I'm particularly envious of anyone. I just like them because a lot of the time they stay up. Anyway, what are your motives? What is your passion? Is it a passion or is it an obsession with something that isn't even yours? Take advantage of life right now. Put things online that feel good to you. Who cares about the likes? I'm really excited for Instagram to take that shit off. Who cares? I like people to ask me questions and follow stuff that I'm doing because they're inspired by me. I don't care how many followers I have. I don't care if it's bringing me tons and tons of clients. I like to inspire myself, my family, people I know, clients past and present. But I don't put stuff up on Instagram to see how many likes I get. I've done it as a test, and I'll tell you what gets the most likes. Tits and ass. Great. Neat. That's invaluable. That's going to just, get us through the apocalypse, I'm sure. That'll be great. The cycles of obsession, if you're catching yourself, are basically going into high gear with something like an addict until you burn out. And then you can't do it anymore. And there's nothing worse than seeing people obsess over a diet, over fitness, over plastic surgery, over whatever, and then crash and burn because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. It is not sustainable. Your health is not sustainable. Your fitness is not sustainable. Your paycheck is not sustainable if you're living like an addict going 120 miles an hour through life. P.S. What the hell are you going to see when you're high as fuck driving 120 miles an hour through life? Not much. And you've got one trip around, you know what I mean? Online, you will be triggered. Hear it and let it go. Ask yourself, why am I triggered? Why do I feel this way? Do I feel like I need to change my life? Is my life shit? Do I like my life? Do I hate my life? Do I need to do more? Ask yourself the questions. It's unhealthy to be on a constant search for the good boy and the good girl pat on the head. That is the thumbs up or the double tap or whatever on social media. It's not healthy. Nobody needs to tell me that I'm cool. I know. Nobody needs to tell me that I looked great in that picture. I know. No one needs to not click on something that I really liked to make me feel like that thing I really liked isn't so great. It's my personal life experience. It's my passion, not yours. That's cool. Life doesn't work that way. And there's nothing wrong with admiring people for the things that they do. I admire a lot of people for the things that they do, the tenacity they have, the business acumen, the health and fitness levels to a certain degree, wonderful fashion sense, shit like that. But I don't want to be them. I don't want to live their life. I want to live mine. And so you need to find your own value. So do the work to find out who you are. Life is finite, and don't obsess over the things you see on the internet. This is like a PSA because it just makes me so sad. There are people out there that do things for the sake of passion, for love, for pleasure, and you can tell who they are because they are fucking inspiring. There are people that do things for an outcome, a reward, a label, or to give their lives meaning, and you can tell because they're inconsistent. They're unhappy. Their life, even though they try as hard as they might, comes across as a mess. Cerebrally, you can feel it. You don't have to be that outcome-based person. You can do things with passion and love, and it doesn't have to be the things that I do. Remember, every day, ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing, and ask yourself again. If you're feeling pangs of jealousy for people who are more fit, travel more, have a better career than you, have a family, and you don't, and then you feel the pressure that like you need to catch up because your life isn't valid if you don't have those things, you're obsessing over someone else's life. They have a passion for, I don't know, macrame plant holders. That's cool. They're pretty. I don't want to make the freaking things, and I'm not going to spend the time to half-ass learn. No, I'm going to do what I want to do. But I can admire them for what they do. That's cool. I don't even have to be jealous. Neat. It's a terrible mindset that we all fall prey to, every single one of us, and it's no way to pretend to live. You're pretending to live when you want to be somebody else, when you're lusting after their life. Isolate your passion and understand why you don't hit your goals. Because without being passionate about something, the goals that you're not hitting probably aren't even your own goals. Do you realize that? Especially with fitness and nutrition. You look at a men's health magazine, you want to be the guy with the abs. So the guy with the abs' job is to have abs all year long. You know what he does for that? He works out and he diets the shit out of himself, okay? 7 days a week. Those are his goals. That's what he's doing. And in 90 days, if you think he can half-ass a program, get some abs, and then not healthy, because those aren't your goals, those are his goals. And in 120 days, you're going to be back to square one and miserable. Or back to square one and realize that you don't really want to be fit. You don't really want abs. And guess what? Abs aren't a thing, okay? They come, they go, like every day on this planet, and you might want to spend a little bit more time obsessing about quality hours on the earth than how you're going to make abs. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy being fit, doesn't mean you don't compete, doesn't mean you can't be passionate about all of that, but just know that that doesn't matter at the end of the day when you lay there dying. You can't sustain copycat behavior. You can't. It just doesn't happen. And so when you're online and you see something that triggers you to feel bad about yourself, just know that society has been geared in a way to make you feel like that, to buy things like gym memberships, nutrition plans, all the things that guilt us into getting better and spending our money. We need to do more work on the inside to be happy with who we are. I train my clients with that whenever I can. There's a lot of great information out there about accepting who you are, what the reality of being human on this planet is, and it comes by way of meditation and being conscious and waking up to what life is really about before it's over. If you're interested in hearing more about my philosophies on that or other people's philosophies that I really do admire, follow my Instagram or my Facebook or Twitter, sort of. Or just send me a DM and say, hey, what are some of those meditation practices that you were talking about? I really would like to get to know myself better and love myself. I'll send you something. Or if you put it in the comments on a video, I'll add all my links that I can. Get online and learn how to do good things for yourself. Don't get online to learn how to hate yourself. Have a great day. Passion or obsession? Passion or obsession? Take care.